Tēnā koutou katoa, ngā mihi mahana kia koutou I tēnei rā. My name is Martin Williams. I'm currently Chairman of the Board of Trustees, and I'm very pleased to be, that you are all here tonight. You've arrived at a time, perhaps the most significant governance step that any Board of Trustees or Board of Proprietors can take in the governance cycle, and not just for the governance of the school, but in terms of the education that your daughter receives at the school, is the setting of the strategic plan, which is what we're going to be talking about. So it's great that you could be here tonight, and we're thrilled with the level of interest shown through your presence, so that's great. I understand that this presentation is going to be videoed and webcast, so it will be available more broadly throughout the school community, which is important for reasons I'll explain. Just very briefly about me, I've been on the Board of Trustees for 2 years, and my wife teaches here in the Home Food Technology and Food Science department, and my daughter Mamie is in year 11. So there's a fair bit of, I guess, skin in the game for me to be on the board, and I was elected to the board in around November 2017 and appointed as chair of the board in May or June of this year, I believe. I've got a reasonably strong connection with the school. My great-great-grandfather's daughter is on the wall over there, Elsie Williams. She's one of the po tangata, one of the founding the founders of the school. So my grandmother went here, my aunt went here, my father went here. It's true. When his mother was teaching here or in charge of, I think, some form of early childhood education, Dad was in the preschool. So there you go. Now look, we've been aware as a board since I was appointed that the strategic plan in place when I was first came onto the board was reaching the end of its cycle. That was 2016 to 2019, and we had, as a Board of Trustees in combination with the Board of Proprietors, been working towards today's launch of the next strategic plan since late last year. We've been greatly assisted by Julie and the senior management team in that exercise. In fact, that's an understatement. The insights that you'll see revealed through Julie's presentation to follow will explain the point that I've just made, as will her overview of the various, I guess, historical references and source documents and work streams that have informed what you are about to hear about and that have got us to this point. Now, I don't want to steal any of Julie's thunder as to, I guess, the content and concept of the strategic plan. What I really wanted to do is just briefly explain its role in a governance context. As a Board of Trustees, we are responsible, as I say, for governance and education, and specifically of ensuring that every student of the school is able to attain her highest possible academic achievement. Now, this is regardless of cultural background and bearing in mind and factoring in diversity in all its many guises, scholastic ability included. So that's the Board of Trustees' primary mandate. As Board of Proprietors, which is, I guess, standing in here for Mike Wells, who's Chair of the Board of Proprietors, for an integrated school, in addition to ensuring, if you like, the sustainability of the physical resources of the school, its grounds and its buildings and its ongoing financial viability and good health in that regard, it must uphold and is responsible by statute of the Education Act for upholding what we call the special character of the school, and for Woodford as an Anglican community founded on Christian principles. So that's a statutory responsibility, and it is part of what makes Woodford different than other schools, and maybe one of the reasons that you have chosen your daughter to come here. So that's governance. What we don't do as boards is teach. We don't tell Julie how to run the school. We don't dictate what happens in the classroom or in the playground, the gymnasium, or in the chapel. What we do is we set the policy framework, the mission, and welcome, and the vision for this place, if you like, our reason for being and what sets us apart. We then hold Julie and the management team accountable to that vision, its implementation. We hold Julie and the management team accountable to the strategic priorities and aims that you will be hearing about from Julie today. So think closely and carefully about them. Because all future reporting internally within the school and to us as boards is going to be directed specifically and directly at those strategic aims and priorities, and ultimately to the vision and the mission. If you think about it in that well overused old analogy of Team New Zealand's "will it make the boat go faster?" That's exactly what this is about. Every decision we make is ultimately, every resource we invest, every report we receive from a head of department is directed at those types of vision statements, such as, will it make the boat go faster? So this is our vision statement that you're about to hear about of that equivalence. And we are delighted to be where we've got to today with the draft 2020 to 2023 strategic plan and setting that vision and the policy framework. So what I'm going to do now with that introduction of what governance is and what it's not, and I guess the place or context for the strategic plan you're about to hear about from Julie, I'd like to hand over to her to take you through its genesis, its concept and its content in more detail before inviting your comments and thoughts, and they may be thoughts and perspectives that you want to take away and feedback subsequently. That's absolutely fine. I can assure you that we will take those comments and perspectives on board as boards before finally adopting the new strategic plan as our overriding governance framework. So thank you for allowing me to make that brief introduction and to welcome you all here. And if I could just hand over to Julie now to take you through the strategic plan specifically. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Martin. Nō mai, haere mai, whakatau mai, welcome this evening. Thank you so much for joining us all. And as Martin said, this is a really important part of our school history, that we are now at 125 years of school history. We are poised to create a new strategic plan that will take us forward for the next 3 years. And so, look, I'm delighted to share this with you. And in particular, I want to make note of how many people have been involved in this process. And we have a board subcommittee who have been absolutely amazing people who have given up so much of their time and have been so readily accessible as they've kind of had to, respond to different emails and things. So thank you. It's lovely to have us board subcommittee members here as well as board members, and of course our wonderful parents. So thank you. Nō mai, haere mai. Thank you for joining me for this wonderful presentation where I am going to share with you our draft strategic plan for the next 3 years here at Woodford House. A strategic plan underpins our ethos, our philosophy and our decision making, and hence it's a very important and robust piece of work. We've been delighted as members of our community, members of our boards, as members of our student body to discuss, debate and explore what the future might look like for us all here at Woodford House. It's been a rigorous process with a lengthy timeline, and that's why you're part of that process as you view the concept document. Everybody's voice, everyone's feedback is absolutely valued and important. One of the most important considerations we've explored as we have created this document is, who are we here at Woodford House? This is our 125th anniversary of the school. Whilst preparing for our birthday celebrations, one of the most profound things I think I enjoyed was going back over the writings of Mabel Annie Hodge, the founding principal and the visionary for this school. I was delighted to read her writings a little bit more in the Beyond Blue Hills history of Woodford House, but very much captured by her initial response to her brother, who requested that she consider meeting some of the educational needs of young women in Hawke's Bay. He wrote to her in 1893 and he said there is very little offering here for young women, and she responded to that and came to New Zealand. What a brave, courageous, visionary spirit. She said, and I quote, "I want to create a real school for girls where the head, heart and hands are engaged." We've picked up on that thread, and I want to draw your attention to that because it's going to be really important as we explore this strategic plan. The other documents, our special character statement, absolutely underpins our philosophy as an Anglican school for girls with a Christian heritage and Christian ethos. We also have other external documents which are very important for us as an educational institution. But we're always looking to the future. We're always looking to review and to revise and to innovate in order to create the brightest possible futures for our young women. This year, in our 125th year, I was delighted to have the opportunity to read the latest Deloitte insights into the path to prosperity and the future of work. It was brought to my attention that in there was a reference also to the head, the heart and the hands. And that was such a foundational link to the work of Mabel Annie Hodge. We also have our brand refresh, which was a huge piece of work, and we celebrate our Home to Excellence campaign and all that has derived from that. I am now going to share our strategy with you and invite your contribution to this wonderful journey. Our special character underpins all that we are here at Woodford House, and our vision is for each and every member of our community to be inspired and to aspire to the highest ideals. Our vision is crucial. I want you to notice that our vision statement is absent, and we're going to return to this as we proceed through our presentation. I also want you to notice that we are using little icons to pick up those threads around the head, the heart and the hands. And I think there's a powerful story in that references back to Mabel Annie Hodge. We're now going to explore our mission, our identity, our philosophy, as we come forward into our future. You may wish to take some time to pause, to read more detail around the respective elements I have just shared. But we're building forward now to what will be the priorities for the future. And we have moved from 4 priorities to 3. Love of learning, respectful relationships, faithful stewardship. We believe these are the aims and objectives that we should have at the forefront of our decision making, of our visioning, and of all of the wonderful opportunities that we shape for our young women here at Woodford House. But of course we can't do that without our outstanding educators, our wonderful staff who support, challenge, inspire, and ultimately provide the girls with the opportunities to develop not only their intellect, but right across the 4 cornerstones to ensure that they receive a holistic education. It's a very, very visionary goal, but we believe it is the most important work that we can do. Each priority has a set of aims, and we hope that you are feeling that the link to the Curious Minds, the global thinking, as we look at our respectful relationships, a sense of belonging, female strength, faithful stewardship. We believe courage, commitment, citizenship are so important in the lives of our young women. At the conclusion of her time at Woodford House, our girls, our graduates, leave this wonderful school richer, stronger, more empathetic, more capable, confident, and inspired young women who will go on and make their mark in the world beyond Woodford House. But notice we said we'd left something absent, and that was the vision statement. So I want us to think about, why is a vision statement so important in a strategic plan? And when I thought about this, one of the first things I did was start to get some inspiration from some of what I would call the exemplary, the aspirational, the inspirational learning institutions internationally. And of course, the number one is MIT, and then the others will be quite familiar to us. So I want to take you through some of those vision statements. And MIT, mind and hand. How interesting. Harvard, truth. Yale, light and truth. Columbia, in thy light we shall see light. And lastly, Amherst College, let them illumine the earth. These are fine colleges and universities. They are inspirational, and there's a theme running through those of simplicity and light and truth. Moving from that is this beautiful poem by Marianne Williamson, which many of us will be familiar with. And I think it weaves into where we might go with our ideas around a vision statement. This idea that within all of us there is a light that we can shine, and that in our time at Woodford House we ask, what can we do to enable each girl's light to shine? And that's the challenge I believe we have, and the privilege. And so I want to now reveal to you the vision statement that we have finally concluded with, and I wonder if it resonates for you and whether it is something that you feel is going to be ideal for our strategic plan. It's very simple. It picks up many of the elements that her light will shine. The girls have seen it, the staff have seen it, and the board members have seen it. And now I hope you also feel that it resonates, and that all of the girls who come to Woodford House have an opportunity, and wonderful opportunities for growth and development. And at the conclusion or along the journey, in many, many ways, her light will shine. Thank you for the opportunity to share this presentation with you. It's been an absolute privilege. As I said, I would love to hear your thoughts on what I've just shared. Your views are very, very important to us as we shape the future of Woodford House together.